Yeah, so we're recording. So we just chat some was. How you been? Obviously, Kenny's obviously
COVID. How COVID, guys?
Come on.
Oh, stay away, stay away.
Where is the love? Where is it?
Ain't no love out here, brother.
There's no love.
None.
But yeah, caught COVID on the test, whatever. But I'm good though now.
Come on, bounce back.
Isolation finishes tomorrow, but obviously still gonna stay at yard.
You have the symptoms as well?
Yeah, in the beginning it was high. I won't even lie. In the beginning, I was like, raw. I feel bad. Like, this is peak. The fever, had really bad migraines, like
the
ones that you can't even like turn on the light, can't even do on your phone. Like 3 days straight, felt dizzy.
Yeah.
Just generally very weak, very unwell, cough. But then I had that for like 4 days maybe straight, and then after that I just gone. Just started feeling much better, and then now I'm just basically just staying at home really, because staying in my room because it's like I've got long out. But I definitely want to be able to go outside and take a walk.
Yeah, man.
Get my heart rate up and that, because honestly,
this is the thing. As much as they're saying to stay at home, air is vital, man. Like we need that.
Yeah, trust God. Now
it feels good.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. What about you lot? How you lot been doing?
How you been?
Everything. How was your
baby? Everything. Come on.
Yeah, man. All good up here, man. Everyone's well. Everyone's growing.
Yeah, man.
Growing. Eating up the food in the fridge.
How's Pascal?
So he's eating up the food in the fridge. Yeah, Pascal's
Santa come. Did Santa come? I don't know how you lot do it.
Yeah, he came.
Black Santa.
He came.
Come on, look at
him.
We left out some mince pie and milk and carrots. I had to munch all that in it.
Jeez. What you say?
Say that again?
What about your Santa with the Rasta?
Come on. Rasta Santa.
Listen, all is welcome, man. There's no discrimination here.
Jeez.
Love it.
All is welcome.
Love that. That's how you know who's the dad, man. That's how you know.
What are you trying to say?
Listen, you have to be open, man.
Literally. But that's good, man. I'm happy you had a good time with the kids and the family.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, yeah, it's all good, man. What about you, Dom? What you saying?
Not much, man. Just chilling, man. I was enjoying. Well, just living alone things litty, bro. Man was just woke up when I wanted.
Wow.
Man jumped on Call of Duty with the man them. Get me?
Yeah.
Headset. It's like I'm in the group still, but then when I turn it off, I'm free.
Did you cook anything?
You mean?
Like different? Yeah.
Different? No.
But right.
I'll punch in your face, you know. Go because we're isolating, I can't get you, bro. I'll touch you. I'll skirt up. You have to
change 2021, Dominic. You have to change.
No. Relax.
It's not acceptable.
Relax. Yeah.
I ain't let you go out like that.
You don't need nothing from me.
Dom, you're representing the family, man. Come on.
Remember Kenny's next birthday's written off already. Yeah, just know that.
Wow.
Why can't I come for the job?
Come on. March gone.
You're
Finished. You may as well.
I know where you live. I'll take it.
You may as well, yeah. Just start thinking what you're doing on your own. You could do a little solitaire. You could play like online chess. But just know.
Hey, listen, you can do physical chess. You can just play both sides of the fence,
play against yourself.
So you can play yourself.
You're guaranteed to win, G. 100%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Look at the positives.
It's mathematically correct.
In lockdown in March, like a proper tier 5 or like a tier 3, 4.
It's interesting, yo. I don't know.
I don't know.
All I know is there's going to be a new norm. So whatever that is. Do you know what I mean? And it's all in how they, phrase it, title it, whatever. I don't know.
In order to be okay by March, they have to do shit they've never done. That means none of this lingering, because they're still debating whether or not people go back to uni. If people go back to uni, this is real. You know how many unis are in London? How many students come to London?
Yeah.
And they will be maxing for Christmas and New Year's. They're going to be finished. London's going to be finished.
But it's the same as school, though. Same as school. Like, there's some boroughs. I think Camden, Borough of Camden, they're like, nah, they're not going in or something like that. But then Islington, which is right next to it, is like, yeah, they are. And it's like...
apparently the government just about to announce they're going to close primaries, but secondaries, at the moment, there's no...
But I don't get the persistence.
That's what... No, it's just because they don't want parents to have to stay home, innit? They want people to go into the office and spend money and prep and them things. But forget about prep.
Money still has to be made. This is the thing.
Yeah, but that's because everyone's set up to be doing these service jobs, bro. Prep and them things. Because they can work from home. All these people that do other jobs, it's just the people that are in the service industry that can't work from home because obviously it's a service.
Basically.
But they force so many people, like we've been saying it for years. I think we said it on the pod a while ago. Bare man are fully grown. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but they're fully grown working in the service industry. They're supporting their kids off this. So it's not like it was supposed to be a joke role, innit? Like, service industry was something you did as a young person going through uni or whatever.
Right.
But now there's people with mortgages and that are working in Tesco or doing whatever.
Yeah, trust.
You can't just stop that now. It's not like you're just dealing with kids. You're dealing with fully grown, voting adults. They have to try and do something because.
Can you hear the alarm? It's fucking up the base.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think it's
not that deep. Because we get to 10-minute mark, we'll lock off the thing. We're at 7. Come on, that's the B.
Hold on, if I'm muting, deal with that.
You come. Her house burning down and that. Come on.
Not even. It's just Dominic, your mouth will be up. Where the alarm is right next to the kitchen, so I think wherever my mom's cooking, if someone comes in, we'll set off.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That pepper.
Jeez, hot pepper soup.
I think she was making some what do you call it? Some fish, some tilapia fish.
Okay.
Hey Kenny, I was gonna ask you, can your mum make papa?
What's that?
You say what's that?
Yeah, what's that? What's that?
Come on, tell her.
Papa.
I don't know either.
It's like yeah.
How do you spell that?
Papa.
It's in P-A-P-A.
No.
Dad.
P-U-F-F.
Oh, puffer.
Oh,
like puffer fish.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant papa.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said that. I thought you said papa as well. Like, can he cook daddy?
Yeah. I'm no, of course you can. Yeah. That's an African thing worldwide.
What is it?
Of course.
Explain
because the reason why I'm asking is my sister-in-law is from Congo, innit? And
how is she?
Her people can make it good. So I was just saying.
No, everyone can make it.
Who chose his wife?
All right. Yeah. She's Congolese.
Yeah, they know.
Yeah, it's kind of an African thing, to be honest. But yeah, the normal thing.
What is it?
Normal...
Yeah.
Papa.
It's basically imagine like a fried dumpling, but a softer version and sweet.
Oh, okay.
Basically.
Bit like festival.
Yeah.
Not quite festival.
No, it's round like the normal fried dumpling, not the festival. But then it's just soft, mad soft.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, man, it's good. The only reason I'm saying because the Congolese one seems to be banging, like the Nigerian one and the Ghanaian one. I'm not really rating.
Oh, there's a difference?
Yeah, well, I guess they are. I think it's all in how it's made. I think I'm not really, I don't really know too much about how it's made. But
you guys make it?
I don't. No, I don't. Like no one.
Okay.
No one that I know makes it apart from my sister-in-law's family. And that's just like, I don't know if that's like the Congolese way or just the way that they do it or, you know what I mean? But, yeah. I can only speak for what I see my mum makes, how I make it, or how I make it. But essentially, it would just be flour, yeast, water. Again, some certain things will vary it. People might add a bit of milk, this or that, but water, vanilla essence, sometimes ginger, like a bit of ginger, like a little pinch, give it a bit like a little
flavor, and that's it, you know, and sugar. And then just beat that, let it rise a little bit, and then when it gets when the dough rises and it's like proper fluffy, it's liquid when you're pulling it. It's like kind of like a thick liquid, and then you start. Yeah. I don't know. Some people will just put sugar, water, flour. Some people add extras, but I know standards will always be vanilla essence, flour, sugar. Sometimes I might add an egg in there. Like, it depends.
Jeez, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah. I always thought they tasted the same, to be honest. I don't think I've ever. Yeah, I think I've had some papa from an idea. I don't even know. You know, now that you actually mention it, maybe not.
Yeah. The thing is, I think that there is a distinct difference in just how it's made. Obviously, it's a culture thing, isn't it? Like same with jollof rice. The Ghanaian way is different from the Nigerian. But I've heard this.
The rice that they use as well, that's different. Or
the never-ending debate.
It's mad. It's interesting, you know. I think definitely. Like the type of rice makes a huge difference. But then I think generally a lot of people use long grain rice. So whether that's like a worldwide known thing or just something that Nigerians or Ghanaians do, I'm not even too sure. But
long grain as opposed to what? Like basmati? Or what?
Like as opposed to basmati or as opposed to I guess basically yeah.
Okay.
So and obviously, like some people put meat in it, some people just leave it like that. Or
have you had jollof rice from Senegal? Because you know they add bear stuff in it.
Isn't it?
Like,
doesn't it originate from like somewhere like that? Because it doesn't originate from Nigeria or Ghana.
That's what I heard.
It's like Senegal or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's yeah.
They add if you go to France and you go to like a Senegalese restaurant or something. What's wrong with these people? Why is that?
Look at the rage! Look at the instant rage! Come on.
Sorry, man. It's really irritating. It's really irritating because it's so loud and it's upstairs and I'm downstairs. That's why I'm annoyed. Like when I went to, when I would go to Paris or France, go to like a Senegalese restaurant. I really like their food. Their food's banging, but their jollof rice is different. They add like stuff in it, like veg. Sometimes they add like different meats, mixture of meats. They really add a lot of stuff. I think it's nice. Yeah, I think it's equally as nice. You know, I think it's just if you're used to Nigerian, you see someone doing all that, you can be like, nah, he's wrong.
Well, we should do that, you know. We should make a pact from now, that if and when restrictions are lifted, we should do some stuff as a group, like go to like black restaurants
100%.
and just try.
Yeah.
I want to try these cuisines,
100%.
because never have I thought to go for like Sudanese food or Senegalese food or Congolese food, or Ethiopian,
or even
food,
like Ethiopian. Like I've heard.
Because there was an Ethiopian shop at the end of my road, didn't it? Fortress Road.
I know. Yeah.
I lived there how long? Never went.
It's been there for time as well.
So like, we should be doing these kind of things, man. Now is the time.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
definitely,
we should make a pact. 2021.
Yeah,
we're gonna try these things, test it.
I'm down, man. Because honestly,
get it done,
any opportunity to go. Also, I haven't even gone to like Nigerian food stuff, like Nigerian restaurants.
That's true, you know. And there should be bear out here, bro, because there's loads of Nigerians.
No, there are there. There are
there. There's one in like Swiss. There's one in Swiss, or like Finchley Road. Yeah.
How far up? Past
like basically just before the Finchley and Frognall overground station, I think. What is it called again?
I know what it is.
Inish, yeah. That one, it's nice, man. I'm not gonna lie. I've had stuff from there. That was nice.
Okay.
Is it the Nigerian restaurant that's near Middlesex Uni? Is that a different one?
Middlesex Uni.
No, that
that one is like probably the most known. Like, because there's a chain. So there's one in Hendon and there's one in Old Kent Road.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
What is it called again? 507, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. 417.
That one's banging, but it's expensive. So I'm not gonna lie, it's just expensive.
There's loads on like Old Kent Road.
Yeah, man. This is the thing in South.
They're
different, man. It's different.
Even after that show, remember when Kenny put on the show and you performed for him? So all the men went to
Somali, no?
yeah, the Somali restaurant. So our friend Ahmed,
swear.
Which one?
He took us there. I don't know where it was. I can't remember off the top of my head now. But it was 30, bro. Okay. Some of the nicest food I've ever had in my life. And bro, if it wasn't for him being part of the community and saying, yeah, let's just test it. You want to try it? Like, yeah, why not?
He wouldn't have known.
Yeah, never known. Like, again, it's one of
the
things
you know what as well,
to try, but Litty. Go on.
As well, yeah, I think there's something in being open to kind of different cultures. Because I think if we were, obviously I'm not saying like us, like particularly, but in general, like if we were like in secondary school, hardly if someone said, "Oh, let's go to Ethiopia," or then no way, like you know what I mean? It wouldn't. It just wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think there's something in kind of being open enough to try other cuisines.
Yeah, and I think for me as well, like nowadays, especially, like for example, I really want to go to a Nigerian restaurant and try and go and actually go to the restaurant. But I guess now I'm lucky because my boyfriend's Nigerian, so it's cool. But before it would be, I don't have that many Nigerian friends. I'm honest, like I've only had Nigerian food in like intimate settings. My friends make me maybe jollof. Huh?
Half Nigerian, half Jamaican.
Who?
Your boyfriend?
No, he's pretty Nigerian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's pretty Nigerian. But I've never had I've always had like maybe my friend might make me jollof rice or like suya chicken, but I would like to go to a Nigerian restaurant with a Nigerian person or someone that's kind of in the culture that can kind of explain to me, like, oh, this is what this is how we eat it. But then it'll be like cool part of it. It's more immersive like that. You know what I mean?
No, that's what was good about the Somali restaurant. Like Ahmed pointed out everything, bro.
Exactly.
He said what you want, how you're gonna eat it, because it comes differently as well. Like the way you're supposed to, the etiquette is different, innit?
Exactly.
Of course.
And if you're just there on your own, you're
not gonna know. You're gonna order the basic things. You're not really gonna try like.
Yeah, exactly.
If you go to a Congolese restaurant, there's quite a big one in Tottenham. Then it's quite popular actually with Congolese and non-Congolese alike. But it's got little food that's I guess when you go to a restaurant you kind of get the bait stuff that everyone kind of gets.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You've got like kind of like the low key stuff your mum makes, your auntie makes that you won't get sold in the restaurant, but it's bang, it's soul food like the other ones. Then you won't really know that unless you go with someone
that can say try
from
this.
there, or you go to someone's house and they cook it for you kind of thing. Yeah, man. That's what I want to try, like bear foods, like Sudanese, like I try Senegalese in this country. I'd like to try. Ethiopia, I'd like to try as well. Like a bit more. I've only had it maybe 2 or 3 times. What else is there? More like black people's food, isn't it? Because I try everywhere else. But like them other demographics we don't really see. Like we see Nigerian, we see the Caribs, even like certain Caribbean groups like St. Lucia and like some of the French.
Yeah, true.
And the ones Creole and that.
Like all of them, don't forget. Like if you go to Caribbean restaurants, when you hear that word Caribbean restaurant, they usually mean Jamaican. Like they're serving Jamaican food. Or like even if you say that like a lot of the islands have similar foods, but it'll be a completely different name, innit? So when you go in, you can tell, all right, cool. Like this is specifically Jamaican. They've called it XYZ. Yeah. So this is Jamaican. These chefs or whatever's behind the counter are Jamaican people. So it's like Caribbean as a term is used to just mean Jamaican when you see it on the roads now. And there are different things out there, man. Like the way they cook, you might like it from like same way that they always argue about Ghanaian and Nigerian jollof. Yeah, you might like the Caribbean dish like rice and peas from this island. And you're not really feeling it when you get it from the other island, like just the way it is or the way it's cooked or what it's added with. So people think, I don't like Caribbean food. And it's like, well, you haven't really tried Caribbean food.
But because they're only going to one
island.
Yeah, exactly. It's true, That's so true. That's so true. But talking about Caribbean spots, talking about Caribbean spots, Turtle Bay, we need to talk about Turtle Bay.
What's the beef?
I'm sorry. Have you been to Turtle Bay before?
Been there?
Yeah. I've been there a few times.
I talked to Kenny.
Oh, okay.
You been there?
Well, there is one there, and then there's chains, isn't it?
Well, you rate
Yeah,
that?
I think
You rate the food as being authentically
What?
Caribbean?
No, I didn't put words in my mouth. I'm an honorary Jamaican. You know this.
Come on.
Respect me. Like, nah, no one goes there for the food though. People go there
No. For the cocktails, they say, yeah. But they advertise themselves.
I was disappointed.
Like there is a demographic of people that go there for the food, innit? And they say, "Cool, blind, this is beautiful." This is... and you're thinking, bro.
But this is what I'm saying. It's almost kind of taking a snapshot of Caribbean food and then tailoring it to
the demographic that's
the Caucasians, essentially.
I don't think
you know what I mean?
No bluffing. I like that. Straight to the point. Caucasian.
No, straight up. No, it is for real.
Again, bro.
It is, man.
What's wrong with it, to be honest, because Jamaican food, like specifically Jamaican, has become kind of commercialized. Like, to be honest, it's become one of the foods that like people want to try and add a little twist to it, make it more whatever. Which people do with food. But that's what food is. That's what culture is. Like you like a culture, you take it. But then again, there's a history of white people taking black people's stuff and twanging it and then selling it on and make more money. You know what I mean? So I understand the undertones of it. There's a lot of restaurants that I've recently noticed, Jamaican ones, that I've been going to thinking that these men were like authentic Jamaican restaurants, but the people who own it, everything white. Like a few in Camden, Cotton.
Cotton. Don't even get me started.
Cotton. Guanabana, I think, is the only one in Camden that I know that's
authentic.
That's true, you know.
Like, I don't like to use the word coolie, but I think they're Trini.
Yeah.
I think they're Trini.
Okay.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I spoke to the chef and I spoke to the owner one time, just make convo with them, because I was like, where are you lot from? Because this food bang. And the chef came to speak to me, a black man. He was like, I'm Caribbean, but we're all from different places, but the owners are Trini. And then they were telling me how, they're like, obviously, they're Indian. They look Indian. So they're explaining things, but definitely British culture and stuff, not like the Indians that come and they kind of they still have the Indian culture. So it's very nice to see that, like, you lot are doing bits, because the food's really nice, like really authentic, tastes good. But these other places like Cotton's have been around for time.
Well,
didn't even know the whole situation.
Yeah, totally. But while we're here, that links on to, obviously I don't want to ruin it for Kenny because I'm not going to say too much, but one of the episodes of Snorlax, so Lovers Rock.
Guys, please.
No, it's not a twister, or it's not a what's it called? But you see Lovers Rock, Rome?
You know what? I've seen majority of it, not all of it, but it's
Okay, well, it doesn't matter.
Go on.
Basically, there's a point in it, where basically they're all obviously Jamaican, like they're all Caribbean, they're all in a house rave, blah blah. And obviously listening to music, Lovers Rock, blah, blah. It's that whole house party scene. Like, or the parties in your house sort of vibe, you pay a little entrance fee. Like the old school thing you heard from your parents, innit? Long story short, so they're all speaking with the accents and it's all authentic, blah, blah, blah. And then one of them takes one of the chicks back to try and beat to his workplace, innit? Because he can't find nowhere to beat. The house is ram out and blah, blah. So they go back to the workplace. And his boss walks in. The workplace is a garage. His boss walks in.
Oh, the white guy.
Yeah, and he drops his accent straight away.
I saw the clip.
He drops his accent.
And he twangs his accent English.
Yeah, and he starts speaking straight English. English accent. Oh, I don't know. Sorry, boss. You know what I mean? And it reminded me, that's how my dad is, isn't it, bro? That's how it was back in the day. Like you had to drop that Caribbean stuff straight away, or you're getting twang.
Yeah.
You can't be talking about blood. Come on, man. You have to be, sorry, boss. Come on, mate. You know, it's got a bit of a salt here.
But you know what's interesting about that, to me, is that particularly with the Caribbean diaspora, who come from, colonial places, grown up in colonial structures, obviously overseas, speak English very well. Like, you have an accent cool, but English. I always used to kind of like want to understand why there was that disdain of codes are having the codes in that manner when you have an accent, but you can really still understand what they were saying in comparison to Nigerian and Ghanaian diaspora groups who've been here kind of at the same time, and their accents are still thick, and it's kind of like, yeah, whatever. I always wondered why that was.
It's interesting you say that, you know. It's very interesting you say that. Like, I feel that, like with my pops, for example, it doesn't matter what setting he's in. His Nigerian accent is thick, and he's been here for years.
Yeah.
Like he's fresh. You know what I mean? And it's almost like with Nigerians, like we're very proud in it. We're very proud. Not to say that there's Caribbeans are not necessarily proud from where they're from, but I'm just saying for Nigerians, it's almost like they take pride in knowing that they're Nigerian, and they feel like there's a lot of there's just a lot of kind of richness that comes with the accent, that comes with, because I think I don't know the percentage, but Nigerians in terms of like success rate of being doctors or just being of a high stature in terms of career wise and stuff like that. It's taken very well. It's something that they take a lot of pride in, you know.
I have a question.
Go on.
Yeah. Cool. So Akala did a thread on something very similar to what we're talking about. Yeah. And I wanted to ask, so obviously we do know that a lot of certain diaspora groups who've come to this country have done quite well in terms of, and by done well, I mean, you know, being able to go to university, put their children through university, higher education, and get, you know, kind of jobs there, like, you know, white collar jobs, not white collar jobs, sorry, you know, lawyers, whatever. Now, there's always like this kind of stereotypes that come about, you know, well, not stereotypes, I guess if we're talking about statistics and we're talking about children in schools who are excluded or in referral units. I saw one statistic that said that the majority, not majority, but a high proportion of these students are students from Caribbean backgrounds. Now, one thing that I kind of think about sometimes, and I'll ask you for your opinion as well, is that, for example, with the Windrush community, when they came around the 1950s, was it?
1940s, 1946,
1940s, late 1940s, early 1950s. When they came, these men weren't jobless either. These men,
100%.
These men were and when they came, I noticed that when I read like a lot of like information and books about their experience, they had the same kind of culture that the latter blacks who came and migrated still like had, as in, nah, man, you've got to be either a doctor, lawyer, this, but that's it. That's all the options you've got. You can't. Do you know what I mean? And do you feel like it's because the Windrush community came earlier than the rest of us that it kind of not dwindled, but I guess they became more integrated into the UK society, so they didn't, you know, as generations pass down.
I think
it don't matter, but versus other diaspora groups who've come in the 80s and 90s, and maybe they have that mentality that the first Windrush generation man had. Do you get it?
But I think it was because it was broken out of them. So basically, when they came, it's exactly what you said. So they had to pay for their own way in it. So the only ones that could come were those that are already earning dunga over there. So these were like, they were the upper class. They were the wealthy that were coming first. But then they were made to do menial jobs. So they were coming from being top of society. And then don't forget, they weren't even allowed to share housing with whites. They were put in ex-bomb shelters and all them kind of things. And left with rat infested and ram up with maybe 5-6 of you in a one bed and all these kind of things. And it just gets broken out of you when you're then offered a job, I don't know, as a ticket inspector or this or that. Can't really be saying no.
No, of course.
Like even as below you, or it's something that you're well beyond. You've got a degree in all these things, and suddenly you're working below someone that barely finished secondary. You just get beaten out of you, and then by the time you get to like a bit older, the next generation or you skip a generation, like my dad's age. It's tight. My dad said how he was in school and he was talking about all this stuff like they ask you what you want to do. I want to be a doctor, or you say I want to be an engineer. Teacher will laugh in your face. Come on, mate, you're black.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad.
Bro, imagine how soft we were at school, and then there's someone you see as a fully grown adult telling you straight, you better just adjust that. Big man, that's not you. That's not your source. Yeah. You can't never do that. But what you can do, you could be a plumber. Well, your hands, you're kind. Could be your hands. So plumber, electrician, mechanic, and obviously, boom, he's a mechanic. Like obviously, he made the best of cards he was dealt. But had you been around in later on where they have to hold their tongue, couldn't say that as openly, maybe you would have gone a bit further. Maybe you would have leaned a bit more into something else. But it's tight, bro.
It's mad. It's really mad, and it's really mad. I feel like there was a little bit of, I guess, understandably, there is a little bit of kind of like miscommunication, misunderstandings between like different, black groups in the UK, and I think that comes from loads of different things. Like one group coming much earlier than the other, being more established, and also if you've got 5-6 generations, someone's mum's, all of you man born in you do become British. Your accent changes, your mindset changes, everything changes. Versus someone like me, who my mum was born here. Mum came here when she was 21. So it's like her now having communication with someone who's same age, Caribbean. She was born here, and her mum was born here. Maybe her nanny was born here. Like it's all like it's culture.
That's a funny thing you say that. Actually, I wanna speak on that quick, because that's a big thing everywhere. So here, and it's even bigger in the States. So obviously my family moved there as well. So half came here, half went there, and they don't see themselves. So the Black Caribbeans don't see themselves as equivalent to the Black Americans, African Americans, and Black Caribbeans. They're not seeing themselves as on the same. They think what them African Americans can get away with and what them man do, they'll be bringing yourself to be doing that. Remember, like you say where they were talking about when you go to your friend's house here, they'll think you could talk to me how they talk to their mum, innit? Don't let them confuse you. So that's how they deal with them over there, which is a bit mad. And it's similar to here. A lot of like you can tell sort of thing when someone's 3-4 generations in to when they're fresh, even from the Caribbean. But then now you're even seeing it. You're starting to see it with people from like African countries. So Nigerians that are a few generations in, and Ghanaians a few generations in. Yeah, they're moving a bit different to how you remember them being. So how they were in school days, where they were first generation and they were hearing this, that, and the other, and they were always wearing. So they would come in proper shoes, bro. Everyone else is like, break the rules. No trainers. Forget that. Mum bought me these, bro. That's all I got. I'm wearing these. They catch me. These men were coming in proper church shoes, polished. And it's like, polished. But now that's all gone. Like
that's what is so different for us as well, for our generation. When we have like even Rem, like
come on, old man.
All of us have kids and stuff. It's always going to be a thing. People move to migrate. People move around the world.
Yeah,
I think that often Dominic the other day, I sent him this link about a review about some of the films. One was, what was it? One was the Leroy Logan movie. The other one was, what was it? Well, I think they were talking about Small Axe on there. They were talking about
the Small Axe films on the link. So obviously there's 5 of them. And he just went through each of them. I think it's 5. Anyway, there's like 5. They went through them individually, and he basically said how they're feeling on them, what they learned from them,
and they had
stuff
4
like
Caribbean, 4 Caribbean
people. Yeah, it's Caribbean
like,
people from around the world.
Been doing bits. I think one from like St. Lucia, one was like one Trini, loads of places. And they were just saying next with how they feel. I'll send it to you. They were saying next with how it made them feel growing up as well. Like because they are a little bit older, so talking about their personal experiences, how it resonated with them, and just telling Dominic how it's tight, man. Like the UK has always been a hostile environment.
Yeah,
I hate how they're now introducing it as if it's a new thing and it's a new phenomenon. The UK has always been a hostile environment. It's really sad.
And that's something to speak on though, because I think that's part of it. Because it's like perspective. Because don't forget, so like what I've heard from my parents is amazing. So like what they went through as kids and what they saw their mum and dad have to grow through was mad. But if you're 2-3 generations in, you're of an era where, oh, you can't say that to black people, and the white people were always nice to me and they never call me names and this, that and the other. So Britain's been great for you. Like all the stories you've heard is Britain was always accepting of black people and it's all in the past and all that. But for me, it's not even that long ago. My mum's day, she was getting this, that and the other. My dad's day, you get the odd chase from NF and all these kind of things. And like, so it's that perspective. If you were born maybe 10, 20 years after my dad, things might have been calm. Like you might see Britain as a completely different place. And we could be in the same year at school. Your mum had you a bit later and mine a bit earlier, and it could all merge up that we're in the same year, but with completely different views on how the UK is because of what we heard at home.
And even if like, we're even lucky that our family's stories were even ones where they had that support network. What about the kids who had a single parent, or some of those brothers or orphans had come into a UK orphanage, bro, as a Caribbean, a black youth. Bam, some of the stories I'm hearing is like, you know, like this is real tragic, and like it's just really shit to know that it's been hostile then, it's still hostile now. Migration policy, it's all bad. Like the whole thing was like the Hong Kong thing, how they've extended, you know, all these citizens from Hong Kong to be able to come to the UK and get citizenship. But your own people, bro. Like the whole winter of people then, it's just, I feel like sometimes you can only look at these things and think, yeah, these men are doing it on purpose. Like they really don't care about you.
It's all mad on the politics thing.
They don't.
But even so, I want to talk about that as well. Once my situation is sorted, we'll come on and do a full overview of how this whole saga ran through. Because, bro, you heard a lot of the stuff that was going in, you'd lose your head, bro. Like how it's all transpired is nutty. And so it's all mad. But even, I don't know if you heard of, so I don't know if it's still happening, probably not. No, I don't think it's happening anymore. But basically in like the 60s, 70s sort of thing, there was a common thing where Nigerians would send their kids to the UK, like, and they would let them live with white families, but it was to give them the opportunity to.
That's what farming was about.
That's
what it is. What's it called? Farming. Is that a film?
Farming. You know, the one with Damson Idris.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. But yeah, so
watch it. That's
And imagine the trauma that they've suffered through. Because don't forget, not all trauma has to be intentional. So of course, I think a lot of times that's something that's like misunderstood. Like people hear the word trauma and you assume that the parent was just thumping the kid in the face, and it's like, it doesn't have to be. It can just be, oh, I don't like your hair like that. Like you have to straighten it, otherwise it can be a lot of subtle things over repeated. Yeah, microaggressions can also work out as trauma and can be traumatizing. And so
it's sad, man.
Yeah, it's tight, bro.
It's really sad because even when, for example, like I speak to people in my community, like a Congolese community, who are maybe in their late 30s now, maybe between 35 to like early 40s, and I speak to some of them about their experiences, and I think people, as what Dom is saying, people think trauma is beating up or being sexually assaulted or being, but trauma can just be like having to learn, you know, a new language very fast, and or even having like a learning disability, and then coming to a new country, being an outsider. The education system in this country is very flawed, and if you speak a different language, they can put you in bottom set. They'll put you in bottom set because they just think, you're dumb. When really you might have a little bit of something, like you might have dyslexia, bro. Or you might have, so hearing people's perspective of saying, I had dyslexia, but they put me in bottom set for everything, but I was a smart youth. Like it only took for my dad or my uncle to come and say to his teachers, bro, like,
and advocate for you.
Assess him again. Yes, for him to get opportunities, or for him to even get like that little leg up that would allow him to take a higher exam paper to actually get grades to go, you know, like it's crazy to see some of these traumatic situations of kids in school, these institutions, and the institutions just totally against you, but they normalize the fuck with you. So you feel like it's almost like that's like your trauma. It's like, wow, like I shouldn't be seen this way, but really it's valid.
But it's like also you think about how many people didn't bust case. Because I even hear people like Carla and that were put into special needs classes. And you're thinking, what would he have become if he was left there? If he didn't have his mom come and ride out?
Yeah,
it's true.
Like, could he have still been the Carla we know? Like, maybe not. So how
In
many
these
people
cases,
were left?
Could have easily have gone left.
And how many people did it go left for? How many people that parents just thought, well, the teachers know. They're hired for this. They're educated. They wouldn't make a mistake like this. And just left their kids in there to fester.
It's crazy.
It's sad, bro. When you start thinking like that, it's sad, man.
It's crazy. So I always think about this, and this always is what kind of like has always made me want to homeschool my children. Like, it's always been like a big push for me.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think the education system in this country has changed a lot. And it's we've got a lot of people like campaigning and advocating for things. People are more woke. We've got more black teachers in the workforce, compared to before. So some things that some kids were dealing with before, not dealing with now. But when you look at the system intrinsically, like even when we looked at, for example, during lockdown when it was the A-level, was it A-level or GCSE results?
Oh yeah.
And in boroughs and areas where it was more affluent, more wealthy, the trend was going that the kids in those schools were getting higher predicted grades, whereas in other boroughs like Tower Hamlets, where it's very low, their predicted grades were so bad. Like you literally blocked someone's people go in uni, like
blocked.
Do you know what I mean? And so you just block. It's very easy for if someone that go uni. What else do they do? Like if they don't have parents who have the understanding about these are the options, or if you don't know what the options are, it's very easy for your life to just go to a different direction. And little things like that, and having people campaign and protest so that those grades wouldn't be those predicted grades wouldn't be counted. But luckily they weren't. Yeah. But I just find that in a state in this country where we live in, it's like if you've got money runs everything.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You're good.
Money talks.
Yeah, man, it's tight because the UK is hostile.
Trust.
In more ways than one.
Well, since we're already here, we're like balls deep in this. May as well do a little short thing. I just want to know you guys' quick views on this, innit? So I watched Azizi Mills' interview the other day, and she had two black police officers on there, innit?
Oh my god!
And yes, I watched that. Yes,
it was eye opening still. I can't lie, because what she said, what one of the officers said, the female officer, she said, so he basically asked her, "Do you feel like a traitor, like for being part of the police?" She said, "Bro, if we all leave, what does the police look like? And would you rather it look like that than like this?" And bro, you have to stop and pause and think, because if the Met is completely white, it's not any better. It's definitely not going to get better than it is now.
No,
with a couple of black faces, if they go completely white, our position doesn't improve at all. So I agree, it doesn't need to be all of us. We don't all need to be there. Well, we have to keep a couple in there. You have to have at least a couple black people in there to dilute this. So while the rest of us are fighting on the outside, we have to have a couple people that are so inclined to be doing the fight on the inside as well. Well, I just want to know what you guys think. Would you rather they dipped? How do you feel about black officers? How do you feel about the whole situation?
I mean, my personal opinion on police officers is that I guess with police, they're not supposed to stop crime. Like they weren't mandated to do that. You know what I mean? And so
they're there to catch criminals.
Yeah. So for me, it's like I would prefer there to be more black faces in that force, where if they can change the kind of the tactics of how they operate within their own communities, it would be more beneficial to have more black faces in certain communities that are more black. Or, you always need a representative from every group because you're not just white. So I think to agree with her, yeah, I would. But not every skinfolk is kinfolk at the same time.
Yeah, 100%.
So you do have black people in the force, but they're sometimes even worse than the white man.
Yeah.
And so I think having people who, I guess, have that same intention of, helping your actual community, yeah, fantastic. But just having more black faces, does that necessarily mean like it's going to be better? I don't know.
No, yeah.
Because the whole force, the whole system as it is isn't really good. So
yeah,
I'm 50-50, but I guess I'm more inclined to appreciate more black people in the police force than not.
Well, yeah, we have to find a way to monitor them at the same time, ensure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And they have to be getting into positions.
My house, and it was 2 black feds versus 2 white feds. I would be a little bit more comfortable with the 2 black feds. I feel like there could be something there that we can relate on. You know, like you just have a bit of that. Like,
sometimes
it might not be too bad. You know,
also a black fed where it's
I'm already setting myself up for misunderstanding because I just know it's go quick. So,
also a black fed that try and do this whole they're immediately your friend sort of thing. Like they forget what's going on here. And they're talking about, yeah, but I know we all bun a little spliff and that. Come on, you got something. Bro, what are we doing it? Like, you're rattling the whole thing. Like, we're not friends, number one. Number two, you're a Metropolitan Police officer talking about, I know you got some weed on you. Like, I'm just going to go, yeah, Dave, come on, here it is. Like, what are we doing? Like, don't do this. So they get too familiar because they think you're black, I'm black, we're mates. So sometimes it could be even worse when you get the black officer. They try and do a little acting thing. And sometimes it's tight because it's one black officer, one white officer, and the white officer tells the black guy to talk to you because he thinks you'll be able to build a rapport. So then it's
I hate stuff
we're
like
Jeffries.
that.
We're just like,
that's annoying.
What's this? Like, you know, when you might be with your boyfriend or something, and then you just get dumped with the girlfriend of his friend. And it's like, you have nothing in common, but it's like, they're doing their things. They're like, you look both females, talk about lashes, all that. You get me?
Yeah.
So it's like they do that with black people and black officers, bro. And it's like, this is the worst. I do not like this guy.
All the time,
don't like the way he's talking. Like, what are we doing? Just search me. I don't like all this theatrics. You're searching me, then search me.
I think that would stop with more black people in the force because it would become less about that one black person being the gatekeeper for blackness in the force. Versus, all right, cool, there's more of you, man. I'm actually having more of a work rapport with more of you, man.
Charles, I feel comfortable talking to you. Look.
I don't need to tell you to go talk to the black corner. I can do it. Like, I'm actually around you lot more. Yeah.
I think like obviously even the poem that I performed at Kenny's show, that was very poignant for me, like in terms of seeing a black police officer, and then kind of thinking, oh yeah, like he must still be kind of black on the inside, but he's not. It's like any sort of cultural reference has gone out the window. So it's like he's almost like the body of a black man and the physique of like or woman. Sorry, but you know, the cultural references, anything that you can connect to is gone. And I feel like it's very, that says a lot in terms of what we all see of like black police officers, kind of wanting, maybe like they have good intentions of joining, but the force is so strong, it's like a wave. Like once you go in there, you and you're going against it. You can't like you can't beat the system like that. You can't do that. It's almost impossible, like literally.
That's what I was thinking. I think like we have to change the way we're looking at black officers, as they're not gonna change the Met, but they can help us dodge a couple shots. So it's always gonna be on us on the outside to break the system. But they can delay enough that they're saving some of us in the same regard. So
I have a question for you. Sorry, Dominic.
Go on.
For you two that watched it, did they say, you can address it later after your point, but I just wanted to know if they addressed why they wanted to be police officers in the first place. So yeah.
Why they wanted what? Why they wanted what? Black
officers? Why they wanted to be police officers in the first place? Or what was their intention? Like
So they were essentially saying, it was kind of like, it was cliche, but it makes sense. They were just saying that growing up, they saw the same stuff that a lot of people in the area were seeing, the crime and whatever, and they wanted to find a way to help, like to put a solution to it. So they signed up to the Met. Fair enough, I guess.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it made sense. But I don't know, man. They even say like, yeah, it's a life choice, isn't it? So people don't want to talk to you at times. I mean, you have certain risks with certain relatives and old friends that they want to deal with you, and it gets
it's not a joke.
Yeah, it gets a certain type of way in it, but yeah, they said they're happy with their choice, and whatnot. But what I was gonna say was just adding on to Rem's point. So if you saw the Small Axe film about Leroy Logan, that was interesting as well to see that perspective of he was just doing pure Caribbean stuff. When the uniform's not on, they're having Sunday dinner all together as a family. The rice and peas, chicken, and the sorrel and all them things there. So it's outside the uniform, he was any other Caribbean guy. Like exactly the same issues out of uniform with the race, or even in uniform, in fact, with the racism and this and that, and being held back and prevented for promotions and all this because of the color of your skin. Wow. But then, obviously, on the street, he also took flack from black people. Like, why are you working with Babylon and blah blah blah.
Oh my God! Can you imagine?
It was It was also strength. Madness. Yeah, the mental strength, and it's a tight one because also end up ruining it. But yeah, it shows a lot of where he had to make compromises, and he had to try and find a way to settle that with himself. So he had to know where his line was, but he also had to be pragmatic and realize that me one can't stop everything overnight in it. So some things I'm gonna have to let run that shouldn't be running, but I can't do everything today in it.
How long was he a police officer for?
Years, I think like 20 years. He was instrumental in the report that came after the Damalona Taylor killing, about how the police handled that. And he's been instrumental in a couple others. He got all the way up to superintendent. So he was right up there, and he I think he left after the Olympics, maybe a bit later. I don't know. But he worked the Olympics. Maybe it was later than that. But he worked the Olympics, and so he was around for a while. Like all of our childhood,
we need people like that though in them high positions in these type of institutions. We need more people like that in that rank in these type of institutions, because we do need people who have it in to see and tell us, okay, this is how it works.
No, I think it's mad though, because don't forget they had the Black Police Association, and there was a lot of high-ranking black people, but they were never put to the forefront. Don't forget the Met hid them away, because back then, even though people like to say, "Oh, it was great then," and post-racist era and all that, they didn't want that separation. They didn't want the public to know that black officers needed a separate union sort of thing to feel safe within the Met, innit? So they hid the BPA away, the Black Police Association away, but they were huge. Like, I remember I went to one of their conferences. We went up to Scotland, went to Holyrood, and we did something up there with them. But then we went down to, they had the end of year conference in South Bank Centre, and we were on stage there just talking for the youth group that I was part of. But like, it was huge. So many black officers from all over the country.
That's crazy.
And obviously varying ranks and influence and blah, blah, blah. Had they have sent those kind of officers into inner city schools, my kind of school, it would have been very different, innit? When you're sending James and that, where are you from? Oh, Hertfordshire. What?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. You don't know nothing about what it's like to grow up in Kenyastan. So you can't tell me nothing about what your child is completely different. You're talking about running around with sheep and this and that. Bro, I know man that run around gun right now. We're different. It's not the same. It's not the same impact. You can't connect with me. And I don't want to connect with you now. So it's like, it's almost like they wanted it to be fractions. Yeah, they wanted it to be all messed up. Like, they didn't want us to find a connection and work things out. They wanted the hostility. They wanted the area to be.
I agree. Also, that we do only make up 4% of the whole UK population.
Oh yeah.
So,
but a lot more in London.
For them to have, a lot more in London. But for them to have actually wanted to make a difference, it would have to really the intent would have had to be there. It would have to be really systematic. It wasn't. Because because of that reason, I think.
Yeah, it's true.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm gonna have to shoot off now. You know.
No, it's calm. Pause anyway.
Let me. Yeah. Obviously, when you listen back, then no, that's all good, man. Obviously, let us know. Well, let me know how it sounds, innit? And then we can take it from there, man.
Come on.
No problem.
But yeah, guys, in a bit, man.
Say that, man.
Love you, Lucia. Enjoy.
Love, guys.
Ciao,
love. All right, peace.
Bye.